going to be an episode for the ages. Willem, let's just start with your thoughts generally on where we are. You say that the crisis is really hitting the core right now. It's really hitting close to home. How do you see things today?
Yeah, I think it was around 2010 that I gave a presentation and telling the audience that around 2015, many problems would, well, all merge or would all emerge. And I think it took a few years longer, but now we're here and almost everything is falling apart. And I made a short list of crises. I sent you some notes yesterday.
Yes. And I just want to list them, before we go on. You like you said, you gave this presentation around 2010. You said we should likely see most of these crises unfold by 2015. A few years later, we're basically seeing all of them right now. You mentioned the energy crisis, climate crisis, COVID crisis, refugee crisis, monetary crisis, China crisis, which is a big one we'll get to later, the bond crisis, labor crisis, transport supply chain crisis, happening right now, and what you call the 800-pound gorilla. Do you want to say it?
Yeah, it's what I call the superinflation
exactly.
crisis. Don't talk about hyperinflation. Hyperinflation is very rare. We shouldn't use that word too much, although the CEO of Twitter warned for hyperinflation. But I think let's call it superinflation, inflation of 10% or more. And then because of this superinflation, we get a food crisis as well. This is very scary. Next, we'll have a food crisis because food is connected to energy. And we had the CEO of a large Norwegian company, a food company, or actually they produce fertilizers. And they warn that to produce fertilizers, which we need to grow food, the cost price of making this fertilizer, especially ammoniac, has grown by tenfold. It used to be $100 for one amount of fertilizer to produce, and now it's $1,000. So he's warning about a food crisis, which will be next. And China has been advising over 1 billion people to stock up food supplies. That's weird. That's scary.
Well, it's funny you say that, Willem, and resoundingly true. I was just basically doing a check on, Fresh Direct or Amazon the other day, and I saw bottles of water hard to get a hold of, Diet Coke hard to get a hold of, diapers starting to become hard to get a hold of. So the supply chain crisis is real. But bringing it back to your point about